Hi friends, welcome to episode 24 of Last Stitch Effort. My name is Pacasha and this is my knitting podcast, if you will, about using up my stash to completion. And I'm not supposed to be adding to it, but I'm human. And I did. Normally I start this with what I'm wearing, but I'm not wearing any knitwear. However, as I show you my finished objects, they will become what I'm wearing because it's a little bit chilly, but not super chilly. And I was putting away, I got a new book yesterday, a new knitting book, and I was putting things like, I was putting that away, and I think I misplaced my, grammage, weight, like my list. So I don't have numbers for you today, but that's probably good because I have kind of gone on a little bender. So yeah, there is yarn coming into the stash a little bit. We don't have to talk about it because sometimes it happens, and I'll show you it as I use it because I will use it, and I'm still very much focused on using things up. That is the number one primary thing, is using what I have over buying new stuff. So anyway, but one of the new things I've ordered, this is I don't know how I found this yarn. It's called StitchPlease, which cracks me up, and it's by Premier Yarns, which normally I probably wouldn't go to their website because it's very like, it's just not the kind of yarn I usually use, but somehow I came across this, and right now it's on sale for like $3.50 for a 100-gram skein of 100% wool in worsted weight, and they have so many good colors. But anyway, I got a couple of these skeins to try it, and then when it came in, I was like so impressed with how soft it was, and it seems like really good quality. Obviously haven't knit with it yet or washed it or whatever, but I'm impressed with the quality for the price. So I did order some more, so that's part of my cringiness at the beginning of this podcast. Anyway, okay, so we'll just move on to finished objects. So the first thing I finished was my pair of Scrappy socks. So these have no pattern. I just did a 1x1 twisted, goodness gracious, anywhere you look at it, it's funky looking. 1x1 twisted, and then I had like half a ball left of this Nomadic Knits McGonagall colorway, and I just used a random ball of, I don't know, it's like 22 grams of just a gray color that I found, and I think it's a Fildar, or it's not Stroll, it's more of that Regia, whatever feel. But anyway, finished these, and these are going on right now. And yeah, so I don't have any other socks on the needles right now, which is kind of weird because I always have socks on the needles, but I don't know. I guess I'm in kind of a not like a knitting funk. It's just, you know how you get into projects and they go super fast, and then you're excited and you think about knitting them all the time and stuff. Well, I just haven't had that in a bit, and I've kind of had to push through some stuff. And now that I've finished the number one thing giving me that feeling, maybe I'll get some more fun knits completed. But I also just don't have a lot on the needles, so that's not super exciting. Anyway, the second finished object. Oh, I didn't weave in the ends. Normally I don't consider anything finished until it's blocked and the ends are woven in. But I didn't weave in the ends. But this like literally just dried yesterday. So this is my Syyslaulu by Heidi Alander. And it's, can you see that? It's really pretty lace, but it's actually like almost all just huge garter stitch. And then you just end with a bit of lace. Anyway, it turned out really, really big, and this is why it took so long, because it did use like the full 200 grams, which is Vine, Gosling, and Mooncusser. And yeah, so it's like huge, but it's still like, the Gosling has alpaca and silk in it. Excuse me, sorry. And so it's like super drapey. So it's not like a bulky 200 grams around your neck. It's nice and light, but very warm and squishy. And so that's going to stay on for the rest of this. So I gave myself a butterfly haircut, and then I cut some like curtain bangs that were just not, I don't know. I'm struggling with my hair and its various layers at this point, but okay. I don't know if I talked about this last time, but I did finish my Show Me Your Garden by Hello Yarn. I have had to like unwind this and let it dry more. Like it's not super dense, but it's just got this quality to it that just, it was not drying, like no matter what I did. And I think maybe last time I recorded, maybe I showed you this, but it was still like fairly wet when I was holding it up. I don't remember. Anyway, this is Show Me Your Garden by Hello Yarn, and it's Polwarth silk, and I did finish it, and it's worsted weight about 520 yards. So that's a lot, but anyway, I did finish that. I have nothing else on the spinning wheel at all now. Not even like the start of something. I have bags of fiber everywhere, but I don't have anything like in progress in that department. So, all right, let's move on to works in progress. Let's see, what should we start with? I think the first thing, so I'm using one of Ann Budd's like her recipe type books. I forget which one. It's the sweater one where you just plug in your gauge and she tells you how to make just about any kind of sweater construction for any size. And so that's what I did. And I'm using, this is from Mark. I'm using Knit Picks, Wool of the Andes, and Cranberry. And it's just a 2x2 rib at the bottom. This is just the back piece. And then it will be a cardigan. Yeah, it will eventually be a cardigan. And I started this off doing Ranger, which was by Jared Flood. But as I got into it, like just staring at like the finished project, it just looked kind of sloppy around the neck. Like, I'm sure it was fine, but it just seemed like the actual, like, the neck ribbing started really far back, and it just seemed like it would just hang, and like the weight of the wool would just like pull that off the shoulder, and it just didn't sit as nicely as I wanted it to. And I didn't want to put a lot of time and, you know, whatever into it, and it not be like a nice looking piece for Mark. So yeah, so I scrapped the Ranger. I may come back to it another time and maybe just do some adjustments, but I don't know. Right now I just want to knit something and not really have to make a lot of adjustments. I think we all kind of go through that, right? Like, we expect when we buy a pattern that we can just knit it, but that isn't always the case. And that's okay, but that's just not where I'm at right now. So anyway, so it's an Ann Budd, one of her amazing books. I'll show it next time because I know I won't be finished with this anytime soon. But yeah, I know a lot of people like my favorite knits or whatever, and petite knit and stuff for very basic like things. But you know, when I started knitting, it's very much an Ann Budd world, and her books are just so easy, and I don't need like individual patterns for things because I can use just those as like the basic blueprint and then add whatever I want to from there. Like with his, I may actually like put a cable either up either side of the front or possibly at the sleeve. And I mean, it kind of gives you this blank canvas to do what you want to with it. And that's what I love about those patterns. And yeah, I'm sorry I didn't bring that book over, but all right. The next thing I have on the needles is barely on the needles. This is the Copperwing by Wool and Pine. This is a colorway that I dyed myself. Well, okay. This is actually a Knit Picks yarn, one of their speckle yarns, and I did not like the colors of the speckles, but I had 2 skeins of it, so I overdyed it. And so I overdyed it with like a tobacco color, which the tobacco Dharma dyes, it breaks, and I love it. Like when that color breaks, it's I think it's fantastic. So anyway, this is the main color, and then that handspun that I finished from like a year ago is going to be the contrasting color where there's like a different texture. Anyway, I don't know, my allergies are like kicking up. Sorry guys. Anyway, this is how much I have. Like, I think this is the front. Yeah, so it's like an I-cord cast on, and then that's it. Like, this barely counts. I almost didn't even bring this in here because this is kind of funny. Anyway, this is where I am now. I'll mark it, and next week, if I record, or the next, whatever, hopefully we'll be in a better place with this. So hopefully it's going to use up most of this 200 grams of this tobacco-y color. Like, this one's a little bit darker, it seems, but maybe, I don't know. It could be just the shadows. I don't know. Anyway, hopefully it uses up the better part of these yarns. I think they'll be kind of cool together. I took a lot of consultation with various friends and family members to decide the colors for this. Just kind of struggled with, because this yarn is like so cool to me. Like, I just love this color so much, and I really wanted it to be a good project. So all right, and the last thing I have, yeah, only 3 whips. This is another pair of Legwarmers. Sorry, this is kind of messy. And so this is how far I am. Not very far, but there's just 2 by 2. I don't even remember how many I cast on. And this is the yarn. And I am part of the Malabrigo Decades Club or whatever. This is obviously the 70s. And it's called Groovy Shag Carpet. And it's on their Tosh Vintage base. And so with the club, you get like 2 skeins of yarn and a project bag and like some things. And anyway, this is the 80s project bag. I gave away the 70s project bag, but it's got this stupid troll on it. I think it looks like Jeremy Renner. so this is my Jeremy Renner project bag. Oh, poor guy. Looks like a troll. An adorable troll. I love Jeremy Renner. I'm so glad that he's doing better now. Okay. Just in case he's watching. I don't know. Anyway, so that's really basically it. I guess I can show you. I mean, this is a spoiler, but not much of a spoiler. This was the 80s colorway. And it's on Twist Light, and it's called Totally Tubular. And I do not like it. I don't like black with pastels personally myself anyway. And then I don't like how light the pink is versus how bright that is. Like, I don't know. Like, if it was baby blue, I just don't like it. I don't like it. And so I'm going to overdye this possibly with tobacco, but more likely like a gray or black. That's how much I don't like it. I don't know, it could be cool like red, because this would turn into a nice purple, and that would be like, I don't know. I'm going to overdye it though. So that's something I don't always think of, which is funny because I do know how to dye. But just overdying something that you're not totally pleased with, it's always an option. And you can always go darker. You can't go lighter. But as you know, kind of, I don't know, lower level, I don't know. I'm an ex, not really goth, but goth at heart person. I mean, I'm wearing the cure. Anyway, yeah, so I'm gonna overdye that, and when I do that, I'll show you how that turned out. But this is the first skein for reference, so I have 2 skeins of that too. Looking forward to the 90s that should be coming in the next week or 2. So, so Matthew McConaughey is in town shooting a movie, and everybody is losing their shit. Like, he is. Yesterday afternoon, he was directly in front of like my husband's office, inside of a bus, shooting a movie, and you know, I think it affected the traffic in our little town quite a bit. But so I don't know. My daughter's friend like got out of his car and ran up. I took a picture with his phone. Oh, like, people are just losing their minds. I would love to see him. I hope that I see him at a distance because I'm a huge fan, but I'm not gonna like hang out at my husband's work or anything. Maybe I should. I don't know. But anyway, that's kind of what's happening. I just saw like some fluff that needs to get vacuumed. That's it. Yay! I hope you guys have a good weekend. I hope that you're making something that makes you happy, and I hope I get there too. I'll talk to you guys soon, and happy making. Take care. Love you guys. Bye. That was a big I love you. That's how much I love you. Yeah. Okay, bye.